Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here to review a new show, y'all. A new show called King's Court on Bravo TV. I hope y'all will watch this show with me because I'm going to watch it. I've only watched episode 1. I think it's coming on Sundays, but I'm going to be doing reviews. So I hope you guys join me each week to do a review on this show. Now, the show is about, did any of y'all watch Queen's Court? Queen's Court was with the 3 ladies. Remember last season you had Lisa Ray, you had K. Michelle, and you had Delicious. And it was the ladies choosing the man. That was Queen's Court. Well, now we are doing King's Court, and we got 3 men. And guess who are the 3 men we got? We got Tyson, who all y'all must know is a supermodel or was a supermodel. I did not know that Tyson was already 53 years old. He looks good, good. 53, my goodness, he is killing it out here. Then we have Carlos Boozer. He's a former NBA basketball player. Many of you might know him from the Cavaliers. He played with several teams. He played with the Lakers for a while. And then we also have Thaddeus. Thaddeus is a WWE superstar, a wrestler. I'm not really in the WWE, so I pretty much didn't know too much about Thaddeus, but obviously he's very, very, very popular. But let me tell you, I think they got three good people. Now, do we think they're serious? Because that's always the question with these reality shows. Are people really coming on here to find love? And I want to say this. For the first episode, I could see how maybe Carlos and Thaddeus, especially Thaddeus, they're really looking for maybe their partner. I can. Tyson, I'm going to tell you right now, he looked like he on here just to play. He just, because as fine as Tyson is at 53, he should have found his queen by now. So if he ain't found his queen by now, I'm kind of thinking he ain't trying to find her. He ain't trying to find her. He's losing her. All these other guys, Carlos and Thaddeus, they all have children, have been married. So this isn't their first rodeo. But Tyson, he ain't never been married. And I think as we go along, we're going to end up having a psychoanalyze Tyson, y'all. Y'all know how I love to do it. And you're going to have to come back because I'm seeing some previews come up with Tyson. And I'm like, what? No wonder. No wonder. But anyway, we started off with, the host of the show. It's Holly Robinson Pete and her husband, Rodney Pete. And let me tell you, Holly looked good too. Holly, how old is Holly? Because I'm telling you, she was wearing that dress. Can y'all believe that Holly Robinson Pete is 60 years old? She was wearing that dress. So they are the hosts, just like of Queen's Court. And then we have the 3 bachelors. And then this episode, we were able to get introduced to a lot of different ladies. One lady's name is Janae. She's an entrepreneur. She's 32. She's from Tampa. It seemed like we had a whole lot of other people in here that are going to have lookalikes. I saw one girl, she looked like Kim Porter from Diddy. I saw a girl look just like Nicole Richie. And this other girl, at first, when I looked at her, she almost looked like Nicole Kidman. Her name was Jenny. And Jenny is over here, 45 years old, and she said her picker is off. Jenny, you know what, Jenny? I really don't have too much empathy and sympathy for Jenny because Jenny later on tells us, bragging, how she, she comes from big money. She from Tennessee. Her daddy's a whole senator. I'm like, girl, well, you had every opportunity in the world to find you a man. You had access to a lot. You had access to men with money. You had access to places where men hang out. You had the means, you had the time, you had everything available to you. So if you fumble the bag and you 45 years old and now you come here trying to figure out why you haven't gotten to get married and this is your goal, girl, well, it's you. People sit around here all the time talking about it's somebody else, it's somebody else, it's somebody else. Here's a lady who I believe had all the opportunities in the world and she's still here at 45 talking about her picker's off. That's it. Your picker is off. Your picker is off. I'm glad she's finally taking responsibility. We had another young lady on here. Her name was Dr. Shauna. She's 37 years old. She's a nonprofit exec. She is from Mississippi. And let me tell you, she got that country twang, but she was one of my favorites, y'all. She was one of my favorites. And as we see later on, um, Thaddeus takes a liking to her. He takes a liking to her. They end up having in common this whole nonprofit world because she's a nonprofit executive that works with like children and things like that. And then Thaddeus has a heart for children. He has a school named after him. So they have that sort of, what is it, your vision, your dream, that sort of thing in common. I think he likes the fact, he said later on, he likes the fact that she's really bold, she's really assertive. He says he likes that she owns a room when she walks into it. I like me some Dr. Shauna. I really, really do. And she's into Thaddeus. He said she was a WWE fan since she was young, and she's into the chocolate. She's with it. She is all the way with it. And then we had Carlos when he walked in the first time, when he strolled in, he caught eyes right away with Janae. Remember Janae, the 32-year-old from Tampa, who's an entrepreneur? And Carlos right away locked in on her. He says, that's the woman I like. Right away. Right away. Turns out that Carlos has been married 2 times. I think he got about, how many kids did I write down he had? He has a 20-year-old. No. He got 4 kids. Let me back up. He was first married when he was 20. Then he divorced, and then he married again at 28. So he's twice divorced. He says that ain't no problem. I want to marry again. He's a relationship guy. He's from Alaska. And he says he got 4 kids. And he said, if I met a woman that wanted to have more children, I would have more children. Because Janae looks like she wants to have children. It's really interesting. Janae, who is, how old did I say Janae was? Janae was 32 years old. If Carlos wasn't Carlos and Carlos was a regular man, twice married with 4 kids, do we believe Janae would even be giving him the time of day? No. That's what I'm saying. Rules are made to be broken. We always walk around talking about we don't want no man that's been married to 2 different women, got 4 kids, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And Janae ain't even blinking twice about trying to even think about the idea of being with Carlos. It's a go. It is a live go. And but he likes him some Janae too. Then we had Lily, and she was 38. Lily, her name's 38. She's a travel nurse. She says she's Mexican. Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo has estado? ¿Cómo estaba su fin de semana? There go my Spanish. And she's a little bit spicy. She says she's bringing a little bit of that Mexican spice to the table. And you know what? You know who was rocking with it? You know who was feeling her? Tyson. Tyson was saying, ooh, I love me some Mexicans. I used to live in Mexico. I bet you do, Tyson. I bet you do. You probably lived a lot of places as a model. You've traveled a lot of places. Is there any woman you don't like, Tyson? Is there any part of the world where you couldn't find a woman you didn't like? I doubt it. Tyson strikes me as the man that loves women, the type of man that loves women, all colors, all different places. So he was feeling himself some Lily. And later on, they only got to invite 2 ladies on a date. And Tyson ended up inviting Lily on a date. And but he said, they're talking about the goal of this show is at the end, they want everybody to walk away with a committed relationship. They don't want to they ain't trying to make this like never ever met. They really trying to get some matches going here. Everybody trying to chase after Love is Blind because a lot of these dating shows aren't really producing any real matches. So right now, I believe of all the shows, Married at First Sight fell off. But between Married at First Sight and Love is Blind, these are the shows that are producing the most matches. So all these other dating shows, they need to come up with a winner. They need winners to really make themselves a legitimate, I want to say, matchmaking reality TV show. Otherwise, it's just acting. In the end, it's just going to be acting. But when they were mixing and mingling with the ladies, Tyson ran into this lady named Raquel. She 33. She a model. She was like, nice to meet you again. Tyson was like, ooh, I can't even remember her. Where did I meet her? He was afraid that maybe he slept with her and it was a one-night stand and didn't even remember her. But no, I don't think it's that. I just think they met in the modeling world. Maybe they was on a shoot together or something. Oh, no, 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 no. This is what it was. I remember the story now. Really what it was that Tyson dropped down in her DMs and DM'd her and was like, hey, you're beautiful. And she said, thank you. And that was just sort of the end of the exchange. So that's really interesting that he dropped in her DMs. She said, thank you, but she didn't really flirt back a whole lot. And then he just left it. And I wonder if he didn't do any more because he wanted her to chase him, but she didn't do it. That told me a lot about her. So I was like, good for you, Brickell. If he wants you, he needs to make a little bit more of a bolder move. So here we are again, a second chance, a second opportunity. So lo and behold, when Tyson got to invite two ladies on a date, who did he invite? He invited Lily and he invited Brickell. So they got to go on a date together. And Brickell says she with it. She is all the way with it. She says she don't have no problem with this type of a dating show because her mom met her husband on a dating app. And after the first date, she was talking about after the first date, he was getting her cars and giving her keys to his apartment. And then I think within 1 week or whatever, he was proposing and they was married. So Brickell says, I don't need to date no man for 5 years to know that he's the one I want and to get married. So she says she believes in this show. And she says, you know what? I like me some Tyson. We got some things in common. We both models. We from the modeling world. Let's see how this goes. They talked a little bit about past relationship. Janae and Boozer, I think they're of all the couples so far, they seem to be getting deeper the fastest compared to most. You know, Janae mentioned that her past relationship, she was in a relationship for 5 years, but it broke up because she found out that, you know, her man was DMing other women. And she was like, She has an interesting sort of upbringing. She says that her dad played for Earth, Wind, and Fire. And so she kind of grew up in the entertainment world. And Boozer kind of like that because he said he was looking for a woman that wasn't going to be swayed or, you know, have rose-colored glasses surrounding the fact that he's an NBA player. And he likes the fact that Janae wasn't giving groupie energy because he feels like, you know, she's been around stars before, so she wasn't running around doing that. And right now she's into sales, she's into direct sales. So I think she has a pretty outgoing personality. And when they were talking about backstories on people's dating history, Tyson told the story that he had been cheated on before. Tyson gonna bring the waterworks, y'all. We already seen previews where he's crying. He's over here telling the story, and people are like, well, why would a woman cheat on you? Because let me tell you, looks ain't everything. Looks are not everything. And what Tyson said was he was with this woman, and I think they were together for about a year, and they had a dog together. They co-owned, co-parented a dog, whatever you want to call it. And I guess he had gone out of town for a little old, for a modeling gig. And when he got back, there was another man walking his dog. He said he was so hurt, he started crying. He said it hurt him bad. It hurt him bad. Well, obviously, it's still hurting. Tyson might need to go to therapy. I don't know. Have y'all watched my previous video about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and Nene Leakes? Even if y'all don't like Cheyenne Bryant, I really want y'all to watch my video because I talk a lot about why therapy is needed. Therapy is needed. So seeing Tyson sit over here and cry waterworks like this over a woman that had another man walk his dog. This is what I'm going to say to you, Tyson. You are not still crying this many years later over that woman. What you are crying over is a previous abandonment and hurt by someone before them. And what that hurt did from that woman was re-injure and we reopen an old wound. So Tyson needs to go back and get in touch with his real hurt. A lot of people over here blaming all their anger and all they hurt on one most recent person, when the truth is your hurt, your anger, your pain is way back in your life, very beginning. But if y'all ain't watched my video on Nene Leakes and Cheyenne Bryant, please watch it because I can't go over it here again. But every time I see a person like Tyson having an enormous amount of emotion over something that happened, like say 3-4 years ago, and I'm thinking, wow, really all this? And you with the lady for 1 year, you didn't marry her, nothing. Nah, it's deeper than this. It's way deeper than this. But anyway, he was sitting up there having waterworks and crying in front of Brooke L. And Brooke L was saying that, she's an outdoor girl. She went fishing when she was in New Zealand. She didn't caught all these big fish. And once she said she was outdoors, that's when old boy Tyson said, that's fine. So since I'm going to be taking y'all out on a date, we're going to go skydiving. So he ended up taking Brookel and Lily on a skydiving. They had never done it before. And these women jumped out of plane for Tyson. Would you jump out of plane for Tyson just because he's fine? Just because he's fine, would you do it? I mean, if you wanted to do it on your own, sure, why not? But if you were deathly afraid, would you do it for him just because he's fine? But I guess they both passed the test because they jumped out that plane. They said it was a thrill of a lifetime, and they were so proud of themselves. Is jumping out a plane on anyone's bucket list? It used to be on mine. I'm not gonna lie. I used to want to skydive, and I never got it done. And at this point, I'm not for sure I'll get it done. But it did used to be one on my bucket list. But Dr. Shauna, one of my favorites from Mississippi, their date, she ended up getting chosen for a date with Thaddeus. And she also ended up getting chosen along with another lady. And her name was Jasmine. And Jasmine was like a stick in the mud. And I tell you, the juxtaposition of Dr. Shauna and Jasmine was this pristine 33-year-old talking about how she's used to more dates that are more luxurious and more high-end and more high class. She's used to putting on her red bottoms and a man sitting in a car for her. These women be killing me. They love talking about how they're used to being treated a certain kind of way, but here they are on a dating show. Girl, if it ain't worked for you in the past, what is the point of bringing it up? What is the point of talking about what you used to if what you used to has not produced the results that you want? So what you want people to do? Do the same old thing that you used to and give you the same old results? In the end, Dr. Shauna outshined Jasmine. Jasmine was a stick in the mud. They went to a body painting. Well, it really wasn't body painting. It was paint. And next thing you know, it turned into a paint fight. They was getting that paint all in their hair and everything. I was like, ooh, how y'all gonna do your hair now? Does that paint wash out? I was like, I don't know. This might be a little too much. They might have should have put on like a bonnet or something. I don't mind getting the paint on my skin and all on my body and everything. But how you gonna wash paint out your hair? That was crazy. But anyway, they had a lot of fun, or at least Shauna had fun. And in the end, Thaddeus wasn't feeling Jasmine. She was not feeling Jasmine at all. And he wasn't feeling her so much. In the end, she ended up being one of the ones going home because all these ladies couldn't make it to the next round. So Jasmine, they had to say goodbye to her. And you know what? I think they should say goodbye to her. They really should. But yeah, Thaddeus and Shauna were feeling each other. Thaddeus is into philanthropy. Like I said, Dr. Shauna is into educational leadership. So they was really, really grooving. Tyson, he liked his 2 dates. So he wanted to keep his 2 dates. And Liliana says she used to bad boys. Well, I think you got a bad boy in Tyson, Liliana. So she's a travel nurse. So she's like, yeah, I like it. I like it all the way. I don't know. They said they think they're compatible. Tyson said he's an Aries and no. Liliana says she's an Aries and Tyson is a Sagittarius. I don't know. Is that a good match? All you zodiac people out there who horoscopes. I know that Aries like to have fun. They love to have fun. So who knows? It might be hot and fiery. But Boozer wasn't the only one with kids. Thaddeus got 3 kids too. His kids are older, 20, 18, and 18. So I don't know if Dr. Shauna wants to have babies or if Thaddeus is willing to have some extra kids, but she's going to have to come in and be a stepmama too. But the other person that went home was Jenny from the block, talking about her daddy's a senator and she got the Cliff Notes on a perfect marriage. Her parents been married 52 years. And here was the talk about the doozer. She up here pushing up on Thaddeus, and Thaddeus said, hey, you from Tennessee, how would your family feel if you brought a black man home? And Jenny sat up there and said, you know what? They wouldn't have no problem with if I brought a black man home because they gonna like who I like. And Thaddeus said, well, have you ever dated a black man? And Jenny said, yeah, I dated a black man. It's no problem. Come to find out that Jenny was lying. Jenny from the block was lying. Girl, go sit down. Go. And we wonder why Jenny's 45 and unmarried, even though this is what she wanted to do. I'm not talking about 45 years unmarried who don't want to get married. I'm talking about a 45-year-old who has always wanted to get married, who had the best start in life by being born into a wealthy family as a senator. Like she said, having the cliff notes of a perfect family, being able to meet and hobnob with men of all different types of socioeconomic backgrounds. She had a lot of opportunity, a lot of opportunity, and she squandered it. And here she is, 45 now, trying to say, woe is me. Girl, Thaddeus read right through her. Thaddeus was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. And later on, she ended up coming back talking about, yeah, I lied. I ain't never dated no black man. She said she lied. And he was like, well, why would you lie? She said, because I didn't want it to get aggressive. And I was like, wait a minute. Why are you calling a black man aggressive? Why would a discussion about whether or not you date a black man get aggressive? Girl, go sit down and go on back to Tennessee, because let me tell you, that was giving microaggression to me. I don't know. I don't know how y'all thought if you saw it, but it was giving a microaggression. But Carlos ended up choosing the other young lady, Lexi, to go out on a date. She got 2 kids too. So, he ended up choosing Janae, which we already know that's his number one. But he also chose Lexi. And let me tell you, Lexi, girl, you need a dating coach. Your dating techniques are not good. Not good. You know what Lexi's dating technique is with a lot of women? A lot of women think, they want to be chosen by the guy. Because, it is a competition. They want to be chosen. But Lexi says she does not compete. She completes. But here's the thing about Lexi's style of dating. It really wasn't good. I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, she was really kind of standoffish in the dates. They end up going on this date whereby it was yoga, but it was goat yoga. Y'all ever see where the little goats be climbing on your back? And then they also went to some kind of farm and there was chickens. And Lexi, you could tell, Lexi ain't into no pets. She ain't into no little baby goats. She ain't into no chickens or nothing. And it was all over her face. So she couldn't even fake it. That's the thing. I'm like, even if you're not really into it, she couldn't even fake it for a moment. You could see it written all over her face, her demeanor. So in that moment, I already felt like she was already falling even further behind Janae on the date. In fact, she was falling so far behind on the date that after a while, Carlos basically said, you know what? Let me go over here and just spend some one-on-one time with Janae, because I'm really not feeling Lexi at all. I was surprised they didn't even send Lexi home. I was really surprised they didn't send Lexi home. But in the end, she got to stay. She got to stay and she was happy. But she better hurry. She better wrap it up. She better get herself together. She has 2 children. She's a very proud mother. And one of the things that Lexi started talking about a lot was how, she's in the entertainment industry. She's a singer. I've succeeded in life. I'm on Tubi. I got a show on Tubi. Lexi was giving me vibes that she's just on here to be on TV. And if she wasn't doing that, then she's giving me vibes that she's thinking that a guy will want her just because of all that she's a singer and all this other kind of stuff. I think Lexi was showing too much, talking about herself and who she is versus showing interest in the guy. She really wasn't asking Carlos any questions. It was all about like trying to sell herself. So she was either trying to sell herself or she was trying to brag about herself. Either way, it's a bad dating technique. It just is. Sorry. So at the elimination dinner, she got to stay. She got another chance, because in the end, I think the 2 worst people were Jenny and Jasmine. No one was interested in them, so they went home. So good for you, Lexi. I hope that you take advantage of this next opportunity. Daddy said he keeping Shauna because Shauna is assertive. He likes that. He loves the Southern belle in her. He said he wants a woman that's going to walk into a room and own the room. And Dr. Shauna was owning the room. Carlos over here talking about he already got butterflies with Janae. Carlos fall in love fast. Fast, but at least he marries them, I guess. At least he falls in love and marries them. He don't just be dating them. So he marries them and he has babies with them. So I don't know. I guess you can't be mad at it. You can't be mad at it at all. But in the end, that's how it wrapped up, y'all. We had 2 ladies go home. Lexi went home. Um, um, Jenny went home. Jenny from the block went home. I thought those were good choices to go home. And next week, we will see what happens. I think we're going to get a new crop of ladies. So in total, there are going to be 21 ladies that come through. And this was just the first 7. So we got 2 more rounds of ladies to come through. So I will see y'all next week to see what that looks like and to see if any of these ladies from this first group of ladies, if they make it to the end and make it to be part of the last set of ladies. But that's all I got. I hope y'all enjoyed my review, and I hope y'all watch the show with me, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.